Kevin Spacey has been acquitted of criminal charges in the U.S. Acquitted in London, settled a $31 million arbitration down to $1 million, and is now back in a courtroom in Santa Monica, this time fighting over who pays for House of Cards falling apart. The case is genuinely strange, and the legal argument at its center is stranger still. The production company behind House of Cards, Media Rights Capital, is suing its insurer Fireman's Fund for $29.5 million. The policy in question only paid out if a lead actor was unable to perform due to a covered sickness. MRC's argument is that Spacey was diagnosed with sexual compulsive behavior at a rehab facility in Arizona in late 2017, and that this diagnosis constitutes a mental illness that prevented him from returning to set. Fireman's Fund's counterargument is equally blunt. Spacey wasn't fired because he was sick. He was fired because Netflix was terrified. An internal email from Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos sent in August of 2017, months before the allegations even became public, read simply, "There's no scenario in which Kevin Spacey appears in any version of a final season of the show." The hammer, as the insurer's lawyer put it, fell that day. Everything else came later. The timeline matters here. The allegations became public in October 2017 when Anthony Rapp came forward claiming Spacey made a sexual advance toward him in 1986, when Rapp was just 14 years old. Days later, 8 anonymous House of Cards crew members made similar claims. Spacey entered rehab in November. His formal diagnosis came in December. But Netflix had already made its decision in August. Spacey himself testified and disputed much of what appeared in his medical records, saying he didn't recognize quotes attributed to him, noting the records incorrectly stated he had a British accent and a wife. His lawyer suggested the rehab facility diagnosed everyone as an addict regardless of their actual situation. MRC's lawyer fired back that denial is a core feature of sexual compulsive disorder. That Spacey disputing the diagnosis on the stand was itself evidence of the diagnosis. It's a circular argument that is going to be very difficult for a jury to unpick. There's a separate development that landed mid-trial. Spacey reached out-of-court settlements this week with 3 men who accused him of sexual misconduct during his time as artistic director of London's Old Vic Theatre, just as his civil trial in the UK High Court was approaching. Here's the outside number that puts the whole saga in perspective. Between the original $31 million arbitration, the London criminal acquittal, the New York civil trial, the settlement, and now this insurance case, the legal proceedings around Kevin Spacey have spanned nearly a decade across 3 countries. The costs involved almost certainly dwarf anything the final season of House of Cards would have generated. The jury deliberates Monday. The question on the table is deceptively simple. Was Kevin Spacey removed from House of Cards because he was genuinely ill, or because he became a reputational catastrophe that Netflix couldn't survive?